Good morning, everyone. I know if you're in my neck of the woods that you're dealing with some crazy Pineapple Express weather, and it's a little torrential today. So I thought, well, the Pineapple Express isn't a common thing, so I am going to collect some rainwater, do a little bit of my craft, and see what comes of the day. So I thought I'd just take you on the journeys. So a little introduction, and then I'll be doing some cards and collecting some rainwater, and hopefully be able to piece that all together into one video. So thank you so much, and I adore you all. Love. Mwah. Alrighty, so I just wanted to walk everyone through my little process. So I like to have, for each of my readings, I like to cleanse a little placemat. So I put down this butcher paper to be able to have a nice space to work in. I love to start with some sacred geometry to get me a lay of how I'm going to be working today. For this, I don't have a rhyme or a reason. I just let however I'm feeling dictate the growth of my sacred geometry. Let my brain balance while I'm working. Slip away into meditation. Allow calm to take over. Start with a seed of life. And then move on to some other drawings. And just continue to add wherever I feel called to add. I don't have a plan when I start these, and I think a plan would actually make it more difficult for me to do this process, as then I'd have to memorize designs, and then I'm activating a part of my brain that I'm trying not to activate. I want to find balance. I want to drift. I want to allow meditation to find me, my sense of calm, sense of beauty. Hear the Pineapple Express outside dropping water to nourish the land. To imbue the world, to cleanse the world. And now, some questions for the day. Now, more circles. With sacred geometry, I find that trying to always have the perfect plan rarely allows me to create something that feels magical by walking into it blind. I am gifted an opportunity to start anew, to view and change my perception. Just like the rain is doing for our planet at this time. And what a nice moment that is. Share the cleansing. So I feel drawn to pull 6 cards today. And it's time to name those cards. I am trying 1 to cleanse, to let go, to sow, to hope, to change, and always a great reminder to love. A little overhead view of my doodle and drawing. I am using my RSW deck today. You most likely will all encourage to remember the art on this is one of the most classic of arts. Almost. Remember to feel your deck for its readiness. Sometimes the deck can feel ready after just touching it. Other times it takes a little while. Sometimes I have to fan it out to feel for it. It's almost there. There you are. Okay. Yes. Start with cleanse, to let go, to sow, to hope, to change, and to love. Oh, we have a lot of starting journeys today. So to cleanse, we have the Knight of Swords to, really to go cut off the head of anything that challenges me. To, what a brutal way to read the card. But to start the journey, to go, to be, endeavor to always fight for what's true and honorable, to charge into battle, ready to go. I would really take this as to really encourage growth. We need to sometimes clear the way, and that this is reminding us to to use our gut to follow the journey of where to cleanse, that there's going to be some battle to get rid of some of the things that are in the way, the obstacles that are laid before us, that to cleanse we really need to vanquish those obstacles. The Queen of Cups to let go, inverted, so right side up, there she is holding her little chalice almost solemnly. I would almost look at this as some type of earn. But to let go is to, and her being inverted is to not keep those things, to the past is the past and to hold them cherished, but to not let it bog us down, to let go and let the waters take away the pain, the hurt, the ashes of the things past, which I think is a lovely card. To sow the Knight of Wands, what a great card to draw for that, to follow the Knight of Swords. And that Knight of Wands is taking the knowledge to go grow a new forest. So he is literally sowing throughout the land this knowledge that will continue to grow and offer structure for the people to come. Perfect card for that. To Hope, the King of Pentacles, that is usually the king of material wealth to me. Very much the one who's overly adorned. And I think that we can hope to take away from that, to have less materialism, to less dependency on what we need to acquire in this life, and to be the king of really the pauper, to issue that we have to have this material drive, is what I think that card is saying to me right there. To change is, I think this is speaking the Two of Swords. Been drawing her a lot lately. Is very much talking to me about past choices, that there have been choices that have brought me to the change, and that there are different paths, and we are always blind to those paths, and they hold dangers, and that we will vanquish them, and that darkness may cloud because we don't have the knowledge on how to make those choices, and hindsight's always 2020. But to not be scared, a little reminder that past choices have affected our lives, and we are where we're at now. And how wonderful it is where we are at now. We are alive. And to Love, the Page of Wands, just the lack of knowledge, just to stop putting so much on what we need to learn to love, to that we can love almost this childlike love of a new thing, a new creation, a new knowledge, a new path. And that we don't need to always have this rigid structure placed by others onto us, or be told how to love because of others. And that we are endeavored in truth to finding what we want to sow in the land. So the Knight of Wands really bringing and sowing the love to grow, and not and be our own knight, to bring our own wands, to find our own knowledge, and not to chase others and what they tell us to do. So I think for a cleansing Pineapple Express little reading, it was a good one. And it's a little mysterious, this cleansing, this reading, but it really did some nice insight. So I'm going to show us now what I do next, and I'll be right back. Hello again, everyone. So I wanted to get into the next stage, but first I want to put in all the caution that if you choose to do this, to take every precaution to be as safe as possible. This is fire. It can get out of control. It is a windy and blustery day, so just to always be careful if you're working with fire. So I have already set up a nice little away from anything flammable, next to a window for some ventilation. I have some fire extinguisher right off screen, and I want to make sure that if you choose to bring this into your practice, that you are doing this safely, because it is fire, and as much as we want to control it, that's very rarely ever the case with fire. So again, this is a step that I take for my readings, to burn and extinguish and to actually collect the soot. This is the part that I'm the most excited to collect and to continue to acquire. So allow this to catch and burn, erasing the reading I just did. I'm going to start to snuff it, to collect that smoke, but allow air to still get in. Be careful, fire is hot. Burning spoon. Towel. I'm a kitchen witch, so you'll find most of my tools are kitchen based. Let's see, I just started and ash is flying everywhere, so I want to try to contain it. Let the fire calm. And remember, always do this in a well-ventilated space or outdoors, preferably. With the rain outside, I wasn't going to be able to achieve doing this outside, so smoke can be just as damaging as fire. So we want to make sure that we are doing this safely, because this can go very wrong very quickly if you are not ready for it. So please, again, use all the caution. Do not duplicate if you are not comfortable with this. This is not something that I would recommend to beginning practitioners. This is something I've developed and wanted to share. But I have the tools, knowledge, and skill, and I've been working in a kitchen for so many years, so I am used to fire. I do not fear fire. I welcome it as a necessary tool, but I also appreciate it for the tool it is. Seem to be actually melting my little lid. Yeah, how funny. So my plan is to collect this ash so it doesn't blow and soot. And turn this a part of my spellcraft and water collection. Other people may be drawn, but I'm going to do a chant to all when my druid roots. All when. And there we are. I've cleaned out this fire and will now need to collect my ash. I find another piece of paper to dump my ash on. Usually amounts me the greatest success. next to it. All in the ashes of the day. Ash divination. Oh, isn't that just a uterus right there? The font of all creation. The eternal goddess. Being able to see right here the majesty of the day and rebirth and renewal. Perfect for this season. Wonderful. And here's my space to collect my Pineapple Express water. I am using a non-reactive container, glass, which will not add any chemicals, abrasive, plastics, metal, anything like that. I endeavor to try to use everything to be as pure and non-reactive to allow the water to remain true to its source. So I will allow this to sit and collect for the next couple hours and be back to bottle everything in a little bit. Hello, Pineapple Express. And hello again, everyone. A little reminder of the ash I collected from today's Pineapple Express reading. And I have a lovely bowl of the collected water for us. So I am going to mix the two into a little magic slurry. And using as much glass as I possibly can, just to ensure that I try to get no added plastics, no added metals, only using that which fell from the sky and that I imbued and infused with this morning. So I now have magical infusion of rainwater imbued with my reading earlier today, imbued with the Pineapple Express, which is not a frequent thing that we see. Now, this can be added or sprinkled around the garden to be able to do protection. This can be used in spell work, in candle magic, in many different burns. It can be used to douse. So there are so many uses I can use out of this Pineapple Express magic water. Let's see if I can get my grease pencil to work on the side of this. And my little labeling system. Well, I'll do that off camera. But there we go for some imbued Pineapple Express magic water. Good night, everyone.